everybody, KC0VI Tom here, and the alien has returned. Well, not the original alien. We're going to call this guy the alien southern cousin, due to the fact that the second daughter, Lacey, came home on leave from the Air Force. She's stationed up in Savoy, Japan, and before she came here, she went to Florida, Georgia, and Alabama to visit relatives down there, and picked this bug up. And so we're going to call this the Cajun Blackwater Navy bug, due to the fact that I get this craving for Cajun spices on my food, which is really bizarre. And the dreams I'm having are just really out there. I'm at work and I'm trying to unlock encrypted files, go through and, crack the encryption code. That's way above, Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. What we're here to talk about a couple years ago, I started looking around for a radio for camping, some type of handheld, due to the fact I didn't want to, take the B1 out there in the woods and drop it or something happened to it, or the FTD1, the ASU digital radio. They're kind of too good for that. And I didn't want to buy an El Cheapo, $15 Bofong, and looking for something. I laid out a couple of requirements. One, it's going to have to be somewhat waterproof and shockproof, dual band, due to the fact that when we go camping, the radio in the camper is set up for crossband repeat. If the local repeater is VHF, you talk in your handheld in the UHF band to the radio, to the camper. Or if the local repeater is a UHF, you would talk to the camper on the VHF channels. The case should be somewhat bright in color, so if you do drop it in the leaves, you can find it. And the charging system should be a 12-volt base one, so I can tie it into the camper's electrical system. And about a couple months ago, I came across this guy. This is a Radioddity GS5B. Not a bad little radio. We'll get more into it here. When you take it out of the box, first thing you'll notice is the manual. And I am really impressed. This is a very well written manual. The first section is in English and the last half is in German. It goes through the radio. Explains what all the controls are, all the features are on it. Very good manual. You get a earbud microphone. Quality on this, the audio quality, I was quite impressed. It was very good. It has the standard Kenwood 2-pin for your accessories. I'll probably get either a hand mic or some type of headset that rides on the outside of the ear like he had on my D7, due to the fact my hearing aids are the insert style, and you can't use this with an insert hearing aid. It just won't work. The charger, again, nice little charger. It is 12 volts, or it could run on a USB, so that's kind of handy. And what I can do here is put this wired into the electrical system on the camper, put some double sticky tape, and set it down. Away we go. Also in the box is a true dual band antenna. The battery is a 1.2 amp battery, along with a belt clip that screws on the back of the battery. So when you change batteries, you're going to have to make sure you get a second belt clip. I'll probably pick up a second battery in about a year or so after this one, see how long this is going to last. The radio itself, again, this is IP55, which means it's dust and water resistance. It does not mean you can submerge it in water. It's got a nice hard case and a rubber on the bottom and on the sides, so take the shock if it gets dropped. The sides it's easy to grip. Here we got the opening where you hook up your headset or the programming cable. This guy here and this guy down here are just divots in the rubber for gripping. On this side, we got a button on top, push to talk, and a button on the bottom. We'll talk about that here. When you turn the radio on, I was quite surprised because this has a feature on which I've hardly seen in any other radio.
Welcome. Channel mode.
The radio's got a voice prompt that will tell you what you're doing, so if you're vision impaired, you can use the radio, which I think is kind of neat. I wonder why other manufacturers haven't got around to this. But like I said, it's a dual band, two channels. You can display at the same time. You can receive at the same time, what they call dual watch. You can only transmit one at a time. There is no crossband repeat on this, which I didn't want it on this anyway. The radio is fairly straightforward to operate. If you hit a button,
Menu.
it'll talk you through what you're doing. The top button here, again, I said, you turn that on, it turns the flashlight on the bottom. You hit it again, it sets it to strobe, and the third time turns it off. Then you got the first push to talk buttons for the bank A.
This is KC0VII repeater.
And the second push to talk button is for the B bank. Then the bottom one, if you do a momentary click on it,
Scanning begin.
you'll actually put it in scan mode. So when you program this up, you can actually make a scan list.
Scanning stop.
Or if you push it in for 5 seconds,
In Southbridge Mall.
you'll actually turn on an FM broadcast receiver.
Here's your super hit.
That button is also some other features you can program. So when you go in the programming mode, you can actually change what you want to do with that, which is kind of nice. Some of the features, it was like changing the power from high to low. I really didn't need something like that, so I just went with the scan and the FM receiver. Programming on this can be done in 3 different ways. One is through the push buttons on the front. You go through and you go into programming mode in the menu, and you go through and put in those transmit, receive frequencies, the tones, add it to the scan list or not. Another way you can do it, program it, is through Bluetooth. Yes, the radio does have Bluetooth. Don't get carried away like I did. Bluetooth is only to connect to a tablet or a phone to program it. After that's all you can do with that Bluetooth. So you connect to the phone, you program each channel, and it'll actually upload that to the radio. Kind of a nice way to something different. It's quite handy. Now both the front panel programming and the Bluetooth programming, the first couple times is going to seem kind of jerky, but once you get used to that rhythm, it goes pretty fast. Now the third type of program you can do is through a spreadsheet style software. This radio has 128 channels, 0 through 127. There's only one channel list, and bank A and bank B pulls off the same list of channels. You don't have to have the VHF or the UHF frequencies in a certain area. They can be intermixed. I like to kind of keep them separated apart. I do have a set standard of frequencies I put in my radios. That's just in a regular Excel spreadsheet, and I was able to use that to copy over into here. There's also some other programming features. Your timeout timer, your display, anything like that you can do through here in the program, and then you can write it to the radio. Now, a few things you got to remember is if you're going to use the Bluetooth to program it on your phone, make sure you shut off the Bluetooth. You don't really need it running all the time because you can't use it for any audio transfer. Also, if you leave the Bluetooth on and you try to connect to the computer to do some more programming, the radio, if the Bluetooth is on, the radio will not see the serial interface. The other thing you got to be careful of when you use the software on the computer is Windows will try to install a generic driver for their software, their serial cable, and when you plug the radio in, it'll actually cause radio to key up and you can't program it. I'll include a link down in the description of the procedure and how to make sure you install the proper driver. Once you get those, that done, I did not have any problems programming it from the computer. All these Radioddity radios have a real annoying feature. I'm sure somebody has a good reason why it should be in there, called SOS mode. In the public service area, they call it an alert or man down. The idea is if an officer goes down, he can hit a button on the radio. It sends out a message back to dispatch, his last known location, we got a problem, and they send help. Well, on these guys, if you hold down the flashlight button for count of 5, it makes an obnoxious noise, and the strobe light goes off, and it doesn't stop until you push in the flashlight. Now, if you go into the menu, see if I can find it. It's so obnoxious, I always lose my spot. Settings, SOS mode. You can have the sound come out just on the radio speaker itself, or you can actually have it key the radio up and send it across the channel, which is extremely annoying. Or it can send CW as SOS. So if you have one of these, and before you give it to whoever as a gift for yourself, make sure you get in here and shut this to on site. You cannot turn this feature off completely. So at least you can just confine that obnoxious noise to the speaker. Now, I'm sure there's a good reason why you should have it in your location. That's fine, but please do not tie up a local repeater because you're messing around on the couch after a couple adult beverages wondering, hey, what does this button do? As you can see, the radio is a good fit, at least for my hand. I'm 6 foot and 200 some odd pounds. You know, I'm not a skinny guy, I'm not a big guy. But I can easily hit the two push to talk for one finger, my thumb or finger, and over the other. It's nice. It's a nice, comfortable fit in my left hand. You can also hit the power, you know, adjust the volume with my thumb. So far, I've been carrying this for about a month, a little over a month. Back and forth to work. I'm up running around in town here. It is very nice radio. It's got good sound, audio quality on the receive side, and I've got reports, good audio on the transmit side. Like I said, I'll probably pick up another battery probably in the summertime, along with the belt clip, so I have one of each. The battery itself can be charged by a USB cable, so you know, so if you're somewhere and your battery runs down, you don't have access to your drop-in charger, you can use an actual phone USB charger and charge it up, which I think is really cool. I wish more handheld manufacturers would get on that bandwagon. So I bought this. It was on sale for $60-some, and it was probably another couple bucks for tax, couple, you know, some more for shipping. So it's just about $80-some, I believe, to get it in here to the door. Now, if you go to Radioddity or Amazon or some other online stores, most of them are now selling for about $90. And so by the time you get them to the door, it'll be about $110, $120. If you're looking for a radio that you're going to be outside a lot, venturing, it's a good deal. Or if you have a new ham in the neighborhood or ham in the family, this would be a good radio for them to start out. It is not a cheap Bofang. It has got some good quality to it, and it should last them a long time. Like I said, I enjoy camping. I also enjoy having the handheld with me. We'll set up the radio in the camper as a crossband. That way we can keep in touch with people in the area. It's real good for field day and other activities that the club does. On that, oops. Yes, little Dougie? She's protecting me since I'm sick. All in all, it's a very good rig, in my opinion. Like I said, if you're looking for something that'll fill that need, you know, radio to put in your go bag so you have it. I mean, something like this, you could easily get a cigarette lighter, or excuse me, a 12-volt accessories to USB to charge it up on the go. It'd be something handy for under $100. 7-3, everybody. Stay safe. Be sure to tell your friends, neighbors, other hams. Subscribe, hit that bell to get notification when new videos come out. Add comments below. 7-3, everybody.